Hey, you out there in quarantine, do you need something to do? Look at that cookie dough. You know you want some. It's really, really yummy. Here we go. Welcome to No Ordinary Path. I'm Kristin and this is my assistant baker today, Chloe. We live in an RV and we travel the country. My husband's a travel nurse. He's at work today and we are boondocking out in the desert. So we're going to bring you a recipe, a cookie recipe. Actually, the perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe that you will ever make in your RV oven.
And if you watch us make this, you can really make it for real.
You can make it for real.
But if you subscribe to our channel, I promise it would be way better.
Oh, it would be, the cookie will make it taste even better if they subscribe to our channel?
Yeah.
Okay. Years ago, I had a small business I called Kristens Kitchen when we lived in the mountains. And I specialized in making baking mixes for people that were living at high altitude. We lived at an elevation of 8125 and we had to alter everything that we baked. So I made baking mixes like pancakes and cookies and pizza crust and bread mixes for bread machines with quality ingredients that I found non-GMO, organic, all that jazz. All of my recipes, I made an alteration for high country, which is where we lived. I had a mile high version, which was for about altitudes 3,500 to 6,500. And then I had what I called a flatlander recipe, which was for anything under 3,500 feet elevation, which is where we're at today. So that's the recipe I'm going to use. But if you are RVing or you live someplace in high altitude, I'm going to include all of the directions in the description below for the different variation for altitudes. I'm going to share with you my tips and tricks for not only like the best cookies, but for using your RV oven as well. If you haven't checked out some of our other RV cooking episodes, you can check out this playlist up here and all of my tips and tricks on the oven, more than just what I'm going to show you today. So first off, you need a really sturdy bowl. And you need something really sturdy to stir up your cookie dough with, because this is going to be a stiff dough. And these are going to be chocolate chip cookies, but I like my dough so stiff that it's really easy to just kind of ball up the dough. This is a French dough hook and it is one of my favorite baking tools. I don't have a KitchenAid mixer with me in the RV, which is something that I really miss. I use this instead for a lot of my dough type of recipes, breads and stuff like that. It's really great for cookies because I can really mixed hard and it's very, very sturdy. It's not gonna break. Okay, so you're gonna need a half a cup of regular sugar. I'm gonna let you put that in there, babe. Baby girl.
Wow.
Okay, then we're gonna need a half a cup of brown sugar, packed. Good job. All right, so we have our 2 sugars and then we're going to put a whole stick of butter in. And here's my thing with butter. You want it to be like slightly softened. I've even used just cold butter. The thing is if you have it too softened, your dough mix is going to be too, like, sticky's not the right word, but it's not going to have the stiffness that I like to make the kind of a little bit of puff cookies. So you don't want your butter to be too soft. So I just leave it on the counter for a little bit. Sometimes I put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds. I'm going to cream it. Now, in my KitchenAid, I could really cream this, and that was a trick to get like the thickness of the cookies I wanted, was to make sure that I really whipped it together and creamed it well. It's very hard to cream it, so it takes a little while.
Oh yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there.
It's getting there, isn't it? Okay, while I'm doing this, it's almost there right now. The next step is going to be to add your egg, and this recipe calls for 1 egg. By the way, we are making 18 cookies today, which is 2 of these pans in my RV oven. Okay, when it starts to get to the point where it's like this, you can see it's really mixed in now. It's just very, very thick. This is perfect. Now, you're going to use 1 egg for this recipe, and it needs to be room temperature. And here's a little trick. If you don't have a room temperature egg, you can just put some water in a little cup and set it in there for a few minutes to help the temperature come down. Why do you need a room temperature egg? Because it helps you mix your ingredients better and easier, more fully. Yeah, you can crack the egg. Crack it right here.
Over here.
Or there, wherever.
Oh my god.
Good job. We lived in Colorado, we had chickens, so we had room temperature eggs all the time. Because we did not refrigerate them. We ate them so fast that they were always fresh, and they just sat on our counter at home. So that was really, really convenient. But on the road, they have to stay in the refrigerator, so we just put them in a bowl of water. What are you laughing about? We're gonna do a half a teaspoon of vanilla. There you go.
And
Drop it in there.
looks like frosting.
It does kind of look like frosting, doesn't it? This is what we've got here. Next up, we're gonna add the flour and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Put it in there. Okay, and then we're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right, we're gonna give it a tiny stir. Pour it in. Good job. This is where having a sturdy utensil is gonna really help you. Because it's gonna take a half a minute to mix this all together. It's gonna look like you have way too much flour. You don't. You just have to be patient and mix it. So once it's about all the way mixed in, then you're gonna add your chocolate chips. Now,
Can I do it?
yes. I would add a 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup, however you want your cookies to taste. I am gonna put in the rest of my bag here, except for a couple that I'm gonna give to you. Ta-da!
I'll add one in there.
Oh, you wanna put one in there? Yeah, I'm gonna have some too. I like your style. Oh, good. Oh, good. At home, wait, this is our home. Never mind, that doesn't work. In a regular house with a regular oven, I would set my oven to 375. But because we're in the RV, I have discovered for our oven, I need to increase the temperature by 50 degrees, whatever recipe I'm using. So I set my oven at 425. This is because the heat gets lost really easily. It's hard to maintain the same temperature in the oven, and because of the way I have it set up with my racks, I want to make sure that the air is circulating all around it, and it just needs to be a little bit hotter than a conventional oven would be in order to get the same effects without burning it, because these are going to turn out golden and beautiful without burning them at all. Second, you need to have a pan that fits your oven really well. And then what I've discovered is that these Kristens Kitchen, I am not sponsored, these parchment paper that are pre-cut already, they're meant for like a regular size cookie sheet. But what I've discovered is if you cut them in half, they almost perfectly fit onto my cookie sheet. And it's so much easier to have this than to try to scrape them off of my pan. Now, I also really love Silpats. I had silicone baking mats when we lived in Colorado, and I just have not purchased one to cut to the shape of my pan yet, but it's a great option if you want to use that, and it's reusable, so you don't have to trash anything. You're gonna need some way to distribute the heat better in your oven. We use a pizza pan, a pizza stone. Just put it in there, it stays in there all the time. It's a rectangle, it fits very well. It has never broken in 2 years that we've had it, knock on wood. I don't have, knock on wood. You can find the dough hook and the baking sheets and the pizza stone all in the description below. We are Amazon affiliates, so we appreciate the help. If you shop through Amazon, that's awesome. Here, you have that. Oh! Hopefully you washed your hands before you started, because here's where it gets a little bit messy. You have a fancy cookie scooper. That's awesome. I used to. I don't have anything that I can't use for more than one purpose anymore. So that is not with us any longer. So what I do is I just get my fingers in there the good old-fashioned way, and I ball it up. So I get like a ping pong size ball, maybe a little bit less than a ping pong size ball, and I can get 9 cookies on my cookie sheet. Another tip besides the pizza pan is you are going to want to place your rack a little bit higher. So you don't want to place your cookie sheet on the rack that's directly above your pizza stone. You want to have about a 2-inch airway between there if you can, and that's going to help you not burn your cookies, because you don't want to go through all of this and then end up with burnt cookies. cookies are ready to go in the oven. So while we're waiting for the cookies to come out, tell me in the comments below, what is your absolute favorite cookie? Are you a soft, chewy kind of cookie, or are you a crunchy, crispy kind of cookie person? Banana cookies. My grandma made some really awesome banana cookies when I was little.
Banana cookies?
Banana cookies are good. We have bananas. We should try that next. Yeah, I like that plan. Oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna check them at 10 minutes. What I'm looking for is a brown edge and a puffy cookie. I don't want the top brown necessarily, because whatever the top looks like is the bottom's gonna be darker than that. I don't turn them or anything. I just set them for 10 minutes and wait for that edge to get nice and golden. And then when I pull them out and they are cooling, they'll get that cracked look on the top as they cool. And that indicates that they're going to be a really yummy, chewy cookie when you open it up, and they'll stay chewy in there. So you can see the outsides of the cookies are browned, and they're already starting to kind of crack on the top now, but when you first take them out of the oven, they're nice and puffy looking. Perfectly golden cookie.
I want to eat it.
Okay, I know you want it. You gotta split it open so they can see.
Not on my watch.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Happy quarantine. I hope you guys are staying busy at home, and I hope you're taking walks after you eat all these cookies. We should take a walk now.
Subscribe to our channel and click on the bell.
Give it a thumbs up too, right? Stay tuned for this weekend, and we will see you out there.